Gause. I'm the owner and founder of Gause Garage. I have a YouTube channel, and also I have a small collection of cars that I have accumulated over the many years that I've been in the auto business. And what you're looking at here is the first in La Colección, is a 1991 Lincoln Mark 7 LSC. That's luxury sport coupe. This is essentially a Fox body Mustang under Lincoln skin that was put out from 84 to 92. The Mark 7s were the longest run of Marks for Lincoln, and they, from 87 to 92, the last 5 years, they were putting 5.0 HO Mustang GT engines in these cars with full four-corner air suspension and also all kinds of options. And these cars were the hot ticket back then. So let's take a quick walk around and take a look at the vehicle. Here is the Marty report. Okay, there were 9,000 Lincoln Mark 7s made, and this one is one of 139 with these paint and trim codes. This is a very rare, special Mark 7. And as you can see, it has the white interior, showing moderate patina for its age. And the white leather, Oxford white leather with the electric Courant red, is a very special paint and trim code. They didn't make very many of them. This is the second to last year of production, and these cars are starting to gain collectability due to it being a performance Lincoln. Normally you don't think of Lincolns as performance cars, but these were two-door high performance Lincolns, and that's why they have a degree of collectability. Again, you're looking at basically a Fox body Mustang underneath. If we come around to the driver's side, we're going to open up the hood, take a look at the engine. And also, a hallmark of Ford is the keyless entry. Back then, if you notice, they didn't have remote key fobs, so these are lighted keyholes, and you put in the code, and you can open the trunk, unlock the car. Everything and anything is controlled by that keyless entry keypad. And again, the same power plant as a 5.0 HO Mustang GT. Around these times, Ford was putting them out. And this is a all original, unrestored, beautiful Lincoln Mark 7 LSC. Okay, next up in the Gause collection is more of a modern collectible, and this is the 2012-2013 Boss 302. In 2012, those cars were set up to mirror the 69 Boss 302 race cars, and this is a 2013 to mirror the 70 Boss 302, which was the Trans Am champion. So this modern car, there were 4,000 made for each year. This one's a 2013. I bought it from the original owner who bought it brand new down in Fort Myers, about an hour and a half south of here. And it had 481 miles on it. It's 11 years old. It's now showing 814 original miles. You're looking at a brand new, basically 2013 Boss 302 with all kinds of factory equipment on it. Basically, you have a special engine that has forged pistons and rods, CNC, high flow ported aluminum cylinder heads, unique tuning, unique chassis tuning with manually adjusted dampers. You can adjust all the shocks on this car up to 5 different settings. Low expansion brake hoses, unique upper grille with removable fog light delete covers. Boss 302 interior package with unique interior panels and the Recaro seats. Quad exhaust with rear exiting pipes, unique staggering with 19 by 19.5 inch wheels, 373 axle ratio with the optional torsion differential. This has the torsion differential, and it's a helical rear end. So what that means is when you're on a racetrack, whatever back tire is losing traction, it'll send all the torque to the one tire in the rear that has traction, so you don't lose time. Okay, advanced track stability, and the last thing is this comes with an available track key. There's a silver one for regular driving and a red one for the track. The red key changes 200 parameters as well as engine mapping and puts you into full race mode with cam timing. So here we go. Let's take a look at the engine and the interior. Next up in La Collection for Gause Garage is this 71 Demon. I think you all have seen in 2018, Dodge reintroduced the Demon nameplate with an 840 horsepower Challenger in 2018, and just in 2023, in the last call for the big Hemis, they came out with the Demon 170, which was a 1,000 horsepower car, and it's all over, all said and done. But this is the original Dodge Demon. It's a 340 car from Los Angeles, and it checks off a lot of boxes. It's a high impact color of butterscotch. It's a 340 car. It's made in the Los Angeles plant, so it's all original, solid body, original panel car. And the engine, because these things were drag racers from the get-go, okay, is long gone, so someone put a 408 stroker in this, but also from the factory, this car was born with what's called the A31 performance axle package. What that gives you is a 391 sure grip gear in the back with the 340, no AC allowed with that option, and max cooling, so you have a torque fan and everything on this car right from the factory in Los Angeles. And the final thing is it has this crazy super collectible interior of houndstooth. And the houndstooth interior was a series of cloth interiors with these crazy designs that are now very collectible. So here we have it. Let's take a look at this Dodge Demon. Next up in the Gause Garage collection is a 1970 Boss 302. Just like the 2013 yellow car you saw earlier, this is the original Boss 302, made in 69 and 70 for the Trans Am racing season. These were homologation cars, and what homologation means is the manufacturer had to put so many onto the street to be able to put them on the racetrack, and this is one of them. There were 7,013 made. This is one of 173 in the red with the white interior. All Bosses were 4 speeds, and this one is no exception. It's a beautiful car. And also, the reason why I love this car so much is my favorite car guy designed this car. His name was Larry Shinoda, a Japanese immigrant that grew up in the internment camps out in California during World War II. The U.S. government interned Japanese citizens into camps. He grew up as a kid hustling in one of those camps. When he got out, he went to college to be a designer. He did not like the industry he was in, so he ended up at GM. And as he got entrenched into GM design, the first car that Larry Shinoda designed was the Mako Shark, which was the concept car for the second generation Corvettes. As he went further in his career with GM, he designed the Z28 Trans Am racing car for GM. And in '69, they won the Trans Am Championship. In late '68, he came over with Bunky Knudsen to Ford, and Larry Shinoda designed this Boss 302. So everything this guy touched was gold. A Japanese immigrant working with Zora Arkus Duntov, a Russian immigrant. They launched the most iconic Corvettes ever. So what you're getting back to the Boss 302, you're looking at a beautiful example, super nice, clean condition. And also the car is just a pleasure to drive with sway bars front and rear. You see the data sheet here, it's loaded with equipment, and that's why this is one of my favorite cars in the Gause Garage collection. Next up in the Gause Garage collection is this beautiful 1968 Formula S Plymouth Barracuda 340. It is a recipient of a no expense spared complete nut and bolt rotisserie restoration. It's a numbers match engine. 68 was the first year for the legendary 340 racing inspired engine that really was lightweight but had high horsepower and lit up these lightweight cars and turned them into giant slayers that would actually burn up a lot of big block cars. So this is in Ember Gold. It's bright gold with a black interior, console automatic. It's again completely restored, and in October of 2023 this car went to Lake Mirror Classic Concours d'Elegance in Lakeland, Florida, around the lake. There's only about 100 cars that compete, and you have to be invited. You have to send pictures to get there. This car took best in class at that event. And also 2 weeks later, in November of 2023, the car was taken to the Southeast United States Regional All Mopar Show called Mopars with Big Daddy Don Garlitz in Ocala, Florida. And this car also again got best in class. It's a clear winner. It's one of the cleanest Barracudas you're going to find, and I personally love the car because it's quick and it's fast. There we go. Next up in the Gause Garage collection is a 67 Dodge Coronet RT 440 4-speed Dana 354 ring gear in the rear end. This is a beautiful single family owned car that I bought directly from consignment from the owner's son on Long Island, New York. The original owner took delivery April of 1967, and he was immediately inducted into Vietnam. So the car sat for a couple years, brand new, just sat until the owner could get back from Vietnam. And then he had the car, and then through the 80s, it often was found at its original selling dealership when they had their car shows. That's Herbie Dodge, West Islip, Long Island, is where the car was delivered to. And now it's in my possession. I am technically the second owner of this car. And I'm going to tell you something, it's been put away in the winters up there. It's an all original panel car, and I have over 300 photos of the professional restoration that was done on the car. And it is a rare RT. In fact, it's the first RT ever for Dodge. Debuted the RT designation, road and track. Basically, you buy the car, you drive it on the road during the week to work, and then on the weekends you can take it to the track. That's what the intention was. And they debuted the RT on the Coronet model only for 67, with the Charger RT and whatnot following in the next year of 68. And so what you have is you have the beginning of the Scat Pack for Dodge, which was created in 68, but this is the first RT, and this is, I dub it, the Black Bomber from Long Island. Alright, next up in the collection for Gause Garage is a beautiful 1968 Dodge Dart GTS 383 4-speed. This particular car is a product of a gentleman who is a legend in the Mopar hobby, Norm Kraus, Mr. Norms, up in Chicago. He had a performance dealership, and in 1967 he convinced the factory that a large big block 383 could in fact fit in a small Dodge Dart. So he installed it, went up there, and they started making these cars in 67. 68 was the first full year as a production option of having a high-performance big block in a small economy car. So the Dodge Dart GTS 383 4-speed was born. And out of the 43,000 darts made for that year, you had only 991 of these in the 4-speed configuration with the 383. So it represents about 1.5% of orders. This is a complete rotisserie restored car, nut and bolt restoration, and it came locally from the Tampa area. And this has a build sheet. It's original engine and transmission. However, the engine is a 1968 block, but it has no numbers on it. It's a over-the-counter warranty replacement. So it's a wonderful car. And I'm going to tell you, for a small car, this thing's got some giddy up. The big block really makes that front end pick up. So one of my favorite cars here. Thank you. Again, I am that Gause, owner and founder of Gause Garage. And I hope you enjoyed looking at my collection that I've amassed through the Gause Garage nameplate. So thanks for riding along, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.